With a little bit of luck, we can finish this off today. That'd be great. I'm not feeling good. I missed an appointment today, because today's not a good day. Today is not a good day. Silicone. It's so gooey. You know, it would have been very awkward if questions had, like, a specific question. Like, here's the thing to consider is, in some cultures, it's like, what are you doing with the honors is something that you can't translate into a question. Like, it's straight up something you say, you know? Like, that could be a culture like that. And that kind of jeopardizes if you want to make something international. Like, you'd have to give the option of changing this. I still don't know if I can. Part of me is inclined to do this and see what happens, because that'd be kind of cool. And it would let me change things a little bit on the second pass. To better fit in some situations. I'm probably just going to do it in situations where it's like clearly someone's just having a laugh because it fits the actual context a bit better. I don't think there's actually any place that's really necessary. A couple moments where I kind of turned into a joke because it's really flat and interesting. Because, say what you want, there's a lot of parts in the original writing where it just really is kind of flat, and a little bit of pepper and spice already adds a lot. Man. Kind of weird you ask this question while you're wrapping her up. Can you imagine? Like, I'd be fine if it was like a doctor, like someone who knows what they're doing. But if it's just a stranger trying to apply bandages, I'm like, please just do the bandages first. Like, they're gonna take less time in the conversation. And if you're gonna start arguing, then you're clearly not with your head in it. I hate how, man, whenever my nose gets too clogged, my teeth start hurting. I don't know why. They just start aching. Maybe it's not even my teeth. It's just like my brain is like unable to properly place the sensations. This, depending on when you've done this, could actually be a lot later than it is, which is kind of weird. It's kind of weird that you need to get Remy to admit to it, otherwise nothing happens. Like, couldn't you at least be like, I saw it at the library, and then he's like, I don't want to talk about it, and it's the Remy thing that... Because if the Remy thing is there, then you'd be like, there's more conversation I can get out of this if I just do more, you know? It's not everything, it's like, how much did he talk, you know? The weirdest part is, the thing to remember is, this persistence implies that Remy, like, you clearly remember this. Like, at some degree, the timeline isn't changeable, but at the same time, you remember these very intimate details about dates. So, the timeline remembrance and cognitive ability rules are not as crystal cut as they appear to be, which is annoying, because it means that when you think about it, it's like, why would you remember this? Because that's never happened in this timeline, and if you'd remember that, then clearly you'd remember, like, the stuff happening with Rez and try to prevent it or something. I mean, sure, those timelines might be fucked over and dead on arrival, but, you know, that'd be cool if you could make a timeline like that. It's kind of weird there's no timeline that doesn't always result in all 5 chapters. It's a bit different. It's like, then, I don't know, because this is a little bit harder to put directly. Because if you try and put it literally, like, Adine is very casual talking. Like, she doesn't talk complex sentences, she doesn't use fancy words, she doesn't use weird structures. She just talks kind of, sweet. So it's kind of weird to have that directly translated for her. Keeping track of character speaking patterns. It's important. What a discussion to just have with someone. I could do this in one go, but I don't feel like it. Maybe I'll record the rest later today and finish off Adine. And we get to go to Chapter 4, which means we're technically approaching the big end game. Can you imagine it? We're almost done with this thing. It only took me half a year. Actually, more by this point, which is fine. You know, if you do a translation well, then, you know. And I'm doing it on my own, and I'm making some more videos. I think, for all the time this took, it was good. I think this was time well spent. This was a nice endeavor. It makes me want to, like, if there's gonna be a sequel, I wanna be on top of that. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna be there. You can't stop me, Mr. Saunders. I'll be there, and I'll nag your ass off. Now I'll probably just say no, and then I'm like, no, I'm locked behind this gate. I can't get past this gate. Blast, you contraption! It's just a chain link fence, and I shake my fist at it, and someone just climbs over and I'm like, blast! That, and it's given me some fun insights into translation, the concept of localization. You know, it's been a very insightful journey. And I hope that some people looked at this and were like, I want to buy this video game. Because I feel that nothing's better motivating than that. Because a lot of reviews are still, like, positive. A lot of people are still like, man, this game is good, you should buy it. You should have some fun with it. And a lot of people are very respectful of, like, keeping the secrets. Unlike me, who ruined everything. So, on one end, if there's going to be a sequel and I'd work on it, I'd probably be upset that I immediately know all the plot twists, but on the other hand, I kind of did that with this. Like, I revealed Anna's problem, and I'm like, well, I mean, I could either pretend that I'm going to be able to keep things secret the next time, or not, you know. I mean, there's always a chance he just says no. He's gonna say no. Like, let's not even pretend. The man is now an established and esteemed Steam store participant, I guess. That puts him at least 2 internet tiers above me. At least. Also, I really, like, this is a serious complaint. I wish Jim stops calling himself a Z-lister. Clearly people at high levels care about his existence and what he says. At that point, Jim, when an actual video game person tries to fuck you over by being like, I don't know his name, but I know who he is. Jim, at that point, you're not a Z-lister. You have officially reached into the top 5. You are an E-lister at worst. At this point, you have influence, you have a voice, people care about what you have to say. There's even, like, indie developers who are like, Jim, can you help me? At that point, Jim, you stop being a Z-lister. You've officially come out of the lower half of the alphabet. Like, I really hate it when he says that, because to me, it's like, at least call yourself a D-lister, you know? Like, D-listers are still, like, bottom. You're still not the best, but you got some influence, you got some pull. I know he's not big. He's not as big as he sometimes appears to be. But, come on. Clearly, someone cares about what you have to say at this point. Someone with influence. Someone who cares. Someone who has power. And I'm pretty damn sure that if he ever makes a video about how Skyrim needs to stop making new versions, it's fucking Mr. Todd Howard's gonna murder Jim on his own show. And everyone's gonna be like, well, guess he wasn't a Z-lister after. The man scares me, by the way. The amount of times he's re-released Skyrim on everything is scary. It's not human. Like, what? Like, Skyrim's not even that good. Like, most of it was mods for me. Like, woo. Woo. I mean, they didn't fucking release COD and everything. Woo. Woo. Destiny. Not even Destiny, people! Then again, Destiny's kind of... Destiny's like flat soda. Well, you can drink it, and you'll get what you want out of it, but... At least that's what it looked like. I haven't played it, so I could not know. But it doesn't look like it. It looks very flat. And so, we end the let's talk about other games after I desperately plead the developer of this game to involve me in the sequel that may never happen section of this video. What a great section. That's how I know it's a quality Sapphire production. Quality. Sign of approval. Seal of approval. Like one of those big blubbery seals who's like oink oink and bubble bobbles and goes like dig. You know, good seals. Good quality. Man, my nose. Ugh. I hate it when my snot's not even tasty. So gross. Ugh. And the music just keeps playing. How would she know? I'm gonna write this a little bit differently. I'm gonna write this a little bit differently. I'm gonna tweak a slight thing. It's that Adine assumes this is the situation, because how could she know? I mean, she's probably in her meds with her. I don't know. Still, I don't think Adine would be the kind of person to assume this too much, considering her. I don't know. Is this justifiable? Like, it's a tiny change. Like, the overall context is the same, but like, when you got limitations and restrictions, you gotta think about those things very hard. That being said, here's something to consider. Adine, like, dragons are not that resistant to cold, considering that they can apparently freeze to death. And Adine is a very light creature who would probably suffer cold quickly. It's the kind of weather that she probably couldn't fly in, because snow is really disruptive for flight. How would Adine do this delivery without also suffering some ailment herself, you know? That having been said, it's kind of weird to say the term pregnant, because that's something... Like, I know eggs need to develop, but it just feels weird. I'm putting the names here because it helps remind you who they're talking about. Like, the pronoun game eventually kicks in after a certain amount of lines. You gotta keep track of that. Maybe I'm a little bit more strict than I need to be, but, you know... It's kind of nice that if you drop in and out, you're always like, okay, that's who we're talking about. There's one thing to consider, is this implies they had the boink-a-boink at some point. Like, like, Remy, with all of his, like, I don't need to do this, had sex with her at some point, and he's still like, I need to partake in this study. I'm pretty sure that, I don't care how little you see her, but once you have kaboink-a-boink with someone, that integrity is compromised, Remy. Like, what the fuck was his plan? Like, I come back to this a lot, because it's kind of a stupid plot point. Why doesn't Remy just not involve himself in the investigation at all, and just say, I'm not going to partake in this, because I'm biased? Like, there's no excuse for him not to do that. Like, he as a person is manipulative and deceptive with the way that he treats certain people, the way that he handles the player at the end, like, where he's like, he just walks off. He doesn't care about what you have to say, which is weird, because the player clearly is an asshole in some of them. Like, the player character could be a complete dick, and yet Remy just walks off. He says, bloop, and he just accuses you of things. Like, it doesn't, it compared to everything else, doesn't add up that it's anything but him just trying to manipulate you. Like, there's so many better ways to set this up, you know? Like, I don't know. I just feel that if you wanted to do the secret relationship thing, you could make up a better situation than this. What is this? And why is it so... Ew. There we go. And yet she said it to you. Actually, you lost 2 friends. So I'm adding this little tweak. I lost her and my best friend in a single blow. Like, that's a nice little, nice sympathy points. Like, it's kind of weird that it doesn't specifically mention that it's actually you lost 2 people at once. Because that's how deaths go. Like, my grandfather divorced my grandmother. At least on my mother's side. My father's side's grandparents were dead by the time I became conscious of life. And the lady he remarried, my grandfather, never saw her after he died. Because that's how it goes. You just don't... Nobody cares. If you don't have a good relationship, goodbye. My mother, of course, didn't like him. Didn't like her, the new one. Because she was like, oh, my grandmother. It's your grandfather. What the fuck are you doing? You left her without a penny, you bitch. My grandfather used to live in such a big house, too. It's like the only time I've ever been in a mansion. What a mansion! They're like a huge... It wasn't France, though. Like, you could easily get that kind in France. Like a big-ass yard. And they had like a big-ass gate. Oh, man, they had a fucking gate, man. They had a gate! How? They had a swimming pool. And they had spooky, dark rooms you didn't want to go in. Ooh. Also one of my first encounters with the computer. Man, my grandfather was responsible for a lot of shit in my life. Whew. What a man. What an all-American hero who lived in France and was also of Dutch descent. Truly an American. It's kind of weird. This isn't necessary to get the two to come. It would have been better if that was. Like, actually put some interdependence in dates, you know? A little bit more. A little bit more pepper and spice. Now. Whew! I think after this I'm gonna stop. Like, I'm not feeling 100%, and we're almost at the end. I think I'm just gonna record something a little bit later down the line today. Maybe I'll even record something else. I need to get back into the Kako Awards. The Kako Awards aren't getting any younger, and there's a good chance a new one will release. Alright, hasn't 2017 already released? No, it was 2016 that released. I can't believe that 2 Kako Awards are going to release by the time I finished it. Ba 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 da ba. Man, though. With this creaking engine. Goddamn. Snap map. Oh yeah, I love how Doom made another Watt. Indeed, you've been dead completely. Aw, it's so cute. Why is it called B? Oh wow, there's one from Japan, and oh man, I'm looking forward to 2016. We're in what, 2012, or did we already get like? Oh no, I think we got a. Wow. Yeah, we're catching up to you, Kako Awards. Man, it's 8 years. I've done 8 years of top 10s. Like, damn. The thought alone makes me go woo, woo. 2004, man, 2004. There we go. This is like the first one they did. This was when? 1997? Oh my god, this is 1997, isn't it? Oh my god. Oh wow, they actually numbered it back then. Oh, these are just designers, huh? But, yeah, this is 19... Oh my god. Oh, it's got all the... Ah, the visitor number ticker failed! Ah! 1998! Oh man! This is old! This is before the dot-com bubble burst! Wow! Let me read this quote. If we only travel on sunny days, we'll never reach our destination. That's a fair point to make. Here's a random quote. In an overfull establishment, the loudest person is the one sitting on the table next to you. God, save us a life after death. One trap is more than enough. I love the European stance on God sometimes. Like, the looseness with which we handle blasphemy is hilarious from time to time. Oh, this is cute, but also kind of sexist. Although this guy was born in 1936. Nice maids. Damaged family look. Man. Being creatively busy. The Dutch The Dutch means of being. It doesn't matter. I can't translate this. My head isn't in this slump. To be creative as a Dutchman means to do nothing. I guess that's a good way to translate it. These are nice random quotes. We should do this more often. The moment you realize what you're writing, you're not writing anything worth reading. That makes sense. I guess. In a weird way. Learn to love loneliness. You'll always be in good company. That's fair. I love nihilist views on things. They're so pragmatic and they're so chunky. They're like a nice pepper nut. Now there's your Sapphire Crook seal of quality. I don't know how you'd write that one down, but if you've got an idea, you might win a fabulous prize of me turning up the volume next time. It's a real prize right there. Interesting how she only got this turn like a few years ago. The biggest problem I can see for the engine is the Dutch has a lot of long words, a lot of compound words, which I can imagine start to mess up the engine a bit. So one thing I'm probably going to have to do at some point is split up these words. What a sneeze! Although I don't sneeze much. If I sneeze, my nose starts to bleed. So I have to do it through the mouth, which means my nose never clears up. Man! Ugh! Wait, aren't there like... Isn't Adine's storyline the one where there's two of you or something? So one of you gets to stay behind, the other one has to go back in time? Man, it sucks being the guy who has to go back, doesn't it? Because one gets to smoochy with Adine. I like that Adine doesn't care much about the kissy kiss. Or what's the... No, it's the lemon she doesn't care about. The kissy kiss is like... Nope. Yeah, next time we're gonna finish up Adine. Yeah, this is like the... This is not as much as it looks. So let me just finish up, I guess. I guess the reason Adine dies the way she does is it's kind of a reflection of how Amelia dies. Oh, this is the map part. And then you get the ending part. Okay, okay. Oh, there's a lot more than it looks like. I wonder if Izumi had to make them find the map, or if they always found it. Oh, Adine, you're such a little lemon. Except she's not very sour. Man, this isn't good. Well, for one, there's patrols, so... What a fun little date. Like, what a fun little date! So human! Although, like, even the talk about Amelia feels a lot more organic than a lot of them. Like, wow. I guess, I wonder if the creator just has more of a feeling for what Adine is supposed to be, and as a result, wrote her better. Because, you can be a good writer, but you'll still be weaker with some, and it tends to show. It's like, he really couldn't write... Like, she really couldn't write this character, because she doesn't understand the character, you know? It's like when a buff-ass jock dude is trying to write like a girly girl. It's like, no, that's not how they would be. They'd still have a brain. They could still be insane in the membrane. Brains! Oh wow. Oh wow, the original good ending, the good ending to the date at least, came from here. That's interesting. And then she's done. Wish these things would start off with like the bad date. Makes it easier for the translators. Man, we're gonna go to chapter 5 where Bryce gets to die and I get to dissect an annoying piece of like I'm a programmer and I look at that piece of code and I'm like, whoa! I can't imagine needing to build that. Like the limited engine, you have to build that. Can you imagine? Holy banana peels! That's a lot of work. You're gonna see it next time. Maybe the time after that. But you're gonna be like, wowie kazowie, man! I can't believe this guy managed to do this one. This is amazing. Oh, it's a little bit shorter than I thought. Yeah, we're almost there. It would have been nice if one of the characters doesn't immediately do the voicemail thing. Like, there's one character who, even if you get the best possible date, at the end they don't call you. They don't have your number or they don't want to make a call. You know, like, I understand predictability is important, but you already have the screen telling you if you got to be impressed or not. It'd be pretty cool if something else happens. Or better, you get a voicemail, but it's someone else. That'd be hilarious. Although it only works once, and after that it just feels weird. And that's it! That's Adine3! What a beautiful date with a beautiful girl. What a nice banana. Someone drew some art of Adine where she's freaking massive. She's larger than a shelf. Like, that's not how that works. Like a store shelf. I'm pretty sure Adine is at most human-sized, if not smaller. Like, how can she be that tall? Think about this. She has to fly, and there's a point where you literally can't make up for, you know. At some point, it just stops working. Anyway, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh man, these Adine bloody things are so... Ugh. Wow. D, E, and F. I think those are the only ones of Adine being bloodied. Although Anna gets a bunch of them. What's just that? Oh yeah. Oh man. I guess crying's all you want to do when you get blood in yourself. Wow. The fact that she smirks during this makes me feel that you should be like, let's not give Anna the medal. We shouldn't. Just wink wink. But next time, we're ever encroaching. I feel the secret ending's biggest benefit, like of the true ending, is that all those shit true endings are like, at least I get this one. It's not as great, but there you go! It's video games! I know what you're thinking. Let's take a sneak preview at Chapter 4. Oh man. We start off on a lot of stuff. But what's the song? What's the song? What is the song, I ask you? I say, praise be the Lord, tell me what the... Ooh. The abandoned script needs 2 cases, where, one where 2 was played good, and 3 was skipped. Oh, okay. And another one where 1 was played in Chapter 2 and was skipped. Okay. So he was basically contemplating how to make the scripting work. That's going to be interesting to look at, because I don't think any abandoned really happened before this. Or maybe he only did it here and then later went back. We get basic guitar, too. Let's take a sneak preview at that song. Not my favorite song. I'm more a jazz kind of person. I just like the... That's not the song I'm thinking of. Yeah, this one. I like this. I like this part. This song will forever embody everything this game is. I don't know why, but for some reason that just captures it. The sense of beauty and wonderment and energy. And wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It also captures the concept of time travel very well. I don't know why. Day 32. Time to look at a bunch of code that's unrelated to my job as translator. I guess that's how the show's been going so far. Oh, almost sneezed. That would have been a great kicker.